In my life, from a young boy in the Transkei to a leader in the fight against apartheid, I was shaped not only by my own resolve, but by the quiet, powerful influence of those around me, people whose names rarely made history books, but whose wisdom and courage lit my path. This story, Mandela's Unseen Mentors, is about the unsung heroes who molded my revolutionary spirit in the years before my imprisonment in 1962. It's a single, unbroken tale of guidance, sacrifice, and shared humanity, told so you can feel their impact and connect with the roots of my fight. I was born in 1918 in Mvizo, a small village in the Eastern Cape, where the hills rolled green and the Xhosa traditions ran deep. My father, Gadla Henry Mfakaniswa, was a chief, a man of quiet dignity who taught me fairness by example. When I was 9, he died, and I was sent to live with Chief Jongintaba Delindiebo, the regent of the Limbu people, at the great place in MQ, Hekizweni. Jongintaba became my first mentor, not through speeches but through his actions. He treated everyone, servants, elders, even children, with respect, showing me that leadership meant listening. At his court, I watched him settle disputes with patience, balancing tradition with justice. He once told me, "A leader serves the people, not himself." Those words stayed with me, guiding my work with the African National Congress ANC. In MQ Hekizweni, I met an elder named Zwelibhangile Joyi, a grizzled storyteller who spun tales of Xhosa warriors fighting colonial invaders. His stories weren't just history, they were fire. He spoke of our people's pride before settlers took our land, and his eyes burned when he said, "Our freedom was stolen, but it can be won back." At 12, I felt a spark igniting me, a sense that our struggle was ancient and just. Joyi's tales shaped my defiance, planting the seed that grew into my revolutionary spirit. When I moved to Johannesburg in 1941 to study law, the city was a shock-crowded townships, black workers toiling for pennies, and apartheid's early laws tightening like a noose. There I met Walter Sisulu, a fellow ANC member who became my brother in the fight. Walter, a soft-spoken estate agent, had a mind like a steel trap. He didn't just talk about change, he lived it, organizing meetings in cramped rooms despite police threats. In 1944, when we formed the ANC Youth League, Walter taught me strategy, how to plan protests, dodge informers, and build networks. One night, hiding from police in Sophiatown, he said, "Courage isn't loud, Nelson, it's steady." His calm resolve became my model when I later led Umkhonto we Sizwe. Another mentor was Anton Lembede, the Youth League's fiery president. Anton was a lawyer with a razor-sharp intellect, blending African pride with modern resistance. He argued that black South Africans must lead their own fight, not wait for white allies. In 1945, over tea in his tiny office, he told me, "Our minds must be free before our land is." His words pushed me to study harder, to see law as a tool for justice. Anton died young in 1947, but his vision of African unity fueled our 1952 Defiance Campaign, where we broke apartheid laws to clog the courts. In Alexandra Township, I met Ma Dlamini, a street vendor who sold fat cakes to workers. She wasn't educated, but her wisdom cut deep. Ma Dlamini fed ANC organizers, slipping us news of police movements while serving food. She once hid me in her shack when police raided, covering me with a blanket and joking with officers about her lazy nephew. Her courage, like the 1956 Women's March, showed me ordinary women could outwit oppression. She said, "A small fire can burn a big house." Her words echoed in my heart when I faced trials, reminding me that every act counts. By the 1950s, as apartheid laws like the Group Areas Act forced families from their homes, I met Gaur Radebe, a trade unionist with a booming laugh and fearless spirit. Gaur, who worked in a factory, taught me about workers' struggle, showed low wages, and past laws chained black lives. In 1951, he took me to a secret union meeting where workers planned strikes. "The system fears our unity," he said, his voice steady despite arrest risks. His lessons shaped my work in the 1955 Freedom Charter, where we wrote our dream of equality. Gaur's arrest in 1956 hit hard, but his fire lived in our campaigns. In 1960, after the Sharpeville massacre where 69 protesters died, I met Lilian Ngoyi, a seamstress and ANC leader who became a mother to our movement. Lilian's courage was electric. She led the 1956 Women's March against past laws, 20-0 women strong. She mentored me in resilience, showing me how to rally people despite fear. In a Soweto safe house, she once said, "Nelson, our hearts must be stronger than their guns." Her strength guided me when I co-founded Umkhonto with Sizwe in 1961, turning to sabotage after peaceful protests were crushed. These mentors, Jonginthaba's fairness, Joyi's stories, Walter's strategy, Anton's vision, Dlamini's cunning, Gaur's unity, and Lilian's heart wove the threads of my revolutionary spirit. They were ordinary yet extraordinary, risking everything in a land where apartheid tried to crush us. In prison, their lessons kept me going, like songs in the dark. On Robben Island, I shared their stories with comrades, their courage lifting us through cold nights. When I became president in 1994, I thought of them, building schools and clinics to honor their sacrifices. Their guidance showed me that revolution starts in the heart, in small acts of defiance and love for our people. Their lives, like our shared humanity, prove we're stronger together. If you face hardship, find your mentors, those who teach you to stand, to fight, to hope. Power to the people.